Shooting USA is brought to you by SnapSafe and the full line of Trek-Lite lockboxes. Affordable security for home or travel. Get 15% off with code SUSA15 at snapsafe.com.
There's something special about the American cowboy. They're wildly popular in shows like Yellowstone and, of course, the movies old and new. And there's a shooting sport that plays to the love of the gunslinging Western rider. Cowboy mounted shooting. And the CMSA's extravaganza is one of their larger events east of the Mississippi, just south of us in Shelbyville, Tennessee. All of the shooting sports boil down to a competitor and a gun. And many are a test of speed and accuracy. There are stand and shoot events and run and gun events. But what happens when you go Old West and add a horse to that run and gun competition? You get cowboy mounted shooting and a long-standing association that stretches coast to coast.
We have over 100 regional clubs and over 19,000 members in the United States and Canada.
This weekend, the CMSA has come to the walking horse capital of the world, Shelbyville, Tennessee.
I know we have over 300 horses, I think, on property right now, and so it's quite a few. A lot of people eating in our restaurants, staying in our hotels, a couple hundred RVs on property, and so it's a lot of people in this small town right now and doing great things.
For the CMSA, it's a large-scale event designed to draw competitors who might not want to travel all the way to the larger national events out west.
What we're trying to do is make it as advantageous for our members to be able to come to the events, because not everybody can come from California to Tennessee, but they could come from California maybe to Nebraska, or they can come from Florida to Tennessee, or they can come from Massachusetts to Tennessee. And so that's what our plan is, as we've been working on a long time.
And that gets us to what makes mounted shooting so popular.
The fact that it's not a judged event, it's a timed event. It's you, your horse, against a stopwatch.
No points for confirmation, grooming, or breeding here. This is about speed and accuracy for both horse and rider. And only target hits and a quick run time will produce a winner. In cowboy mounted shooting, everyone uses 2 single-action revolvers or a combination of a revolver and lever-action rifle or shotgun, depending on the division. From there, it looks a lot like barrel racing.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of parallels in it. The only difference really is our courses. We have many more than just a one barrel racing pattern. I mean, we've got 84 courses in our course book, and then obviously the gun handling aspect of it is the biggest thing that sets us apart from barrel racing.
The course begins with the horse and rider breaking a beam of light that starts the timer. The targets are 2 sets of 5 balloons. Shoot the blue first, and then the red on what is known as the rundown. There are no pickup shots, and it's a 5-second penalty for any targets that don't break. And there's another 5-second penalty if a rider knocks over a barrel. The clock stops when the timing beam is broken at the end of the course.
I love that this is a timed event, so there's no judge. There's obviously a range master, but in terms of somebody determining my score, it's just about me and my horse, how many targets I shoot, and I love that about it. I'm a horse girl that picked up guns later in life.
And there are divisions for all skill levels, so there's a place for everyone to compete.
Yeah, everybody starts out as a level 1 and progresses to a level 6. Some never make it that far. Some don't want to go that far. They enjoy the level and the speed that they're at, they're comfortable with.
Another element that makes everyone comfortable, the CMSA firearms safety record is flawless because all of the ammunition is provided.
I am a CMSA certified blank maker. The ammunition is crimp 45 blanks. They're loaded with black powder, 3 FA powder. The crimp keeps the powder in, shut, tight, and with standard primers. My powder checker checks every round as it comes around, make sure every round is within spec.
The wheel guns are all 45 caliber single action Colts or replicas, and they all get a lot of use.
I shoot the Uberti. It's a replica, Colt replica, 45 caliber single action revolver. The difference with this gun versus the old style Colt Model P is that we shoot the shorter barrel, so it's a 3.5-inch barrel. And also you'll notice the low or wider hammer spur, and it's got that knurling on it, so that way if I accidentally come out of my holster late and I'm barely on the grip of my gun, sometimes it'll just catch perfectly on my thumb and I can still make the shot. And this has a short stroke kit on it, so all the job in 3/4 at the time, so my thumb can work a little faster.
Safety is priority one, and that includes the horses too, right down to ear protection.
All my horses wear ear protection. I do too. Why not? It's easier on them, and we are shooting sometimes up near their head. It's not too different than the foamies that we have for people, just a little bit bigger. So basically just take it, insert it into the ear, push it down, and when he has a bridle on, this is just a halter, but when he's got a bridle on ready to ride, I just run it under the top and then stick it right down in there.
Thanks, Kenda, for the demonstration, and of course, Charles the horse. Charles has a tremendous backstory that gets him to the point where he is a world champion mounted shooting horse. We'll learn more about that and what it takes overall to be a great CMSA ride. That's next.
The .22 Advanced Rifle Cartridge easily outperforms all other .22 caliber cartridges in its class, producing .22 250 performance in an AR-15 platform. The .22 ARC is engineered to take full advantage of the most aerodynamic .22 caliber bullets. This means tighter groups, increased accuracy, and an exceptional shooting experience. .22 Advanced Rifle Cartridge from Hornady.
A lot goes into being a great competitive shooter, no matter the discipline. And admittedly, some are more complicated than others. When you look at cowboy mounted shooting, the list of requirements gets exponentially longer. One of the biggest is the horse. So what does it take to be a great mount for this sport? There are a lot of avenues to success in any shooting sport. But in mounted shooting, a lot of it rides on the horse.
And if you're going to be a top-level competitor, you better have a good horse, or you're not going to be, you know. He's not only got to be fast, but he better be pretty handy, too, you know.
So what you're looking for is a horse that's quick. Any of these courses, most of them you have to go right, left, right, and you have to do it quickly. You have to be able to turn barrels, etc. So a lot of people call this the barrel racing on steroids event.
The American quarter horse as a breed is a great place to start when looking for a shooting horse. The AQHA is an alliance partner of the CMSA.
Most of the horses that are out here are American quarter horses. So we have, their agility level is high. They can turn on a dime. They can get to top speed in just a few strides, and that's what is important in an arena setting.
Not all of our horses are American quarter horses, but the big majority of them are. And so we have a real strong bond with them, and we want to keep it growing and so forth. We also are reaching out to other breeds that are also involved in cowboy mounted shooting.
But sometimes you just get lucky, like Charles, owned by John and Samantha Brandreth, ridden by world champion Kenda Lonsane.
He has a really special story. He was confiscated he was in a pen among 200 other horses, and he was just a baby on his mother, and they all went to auction. The people that ended up buying him and his mother, as he was only 6 months old, they rode him for a while and decided to sell him. John and his family bought this horse. He survived a barn fire, he survived the auction. He just has a really incredible sense of survival, and he's one of the fastest horses in the sport. I mean, he's a world record holder, and this past October I won the world on him.
But speed alone doesn't make a champion.
Obviously, what's in between the two ears is most important. So a good brain, a sound mind where they can handle gunfire, because as you can see, it's pretty noisy. So to get a horse acclimated to gunfire and to get them used to the sound is another big aspect of this sport.
One of the biggest considerations for CMSA competitors is the travel, primarily because there has to be extra accommodations for the horses. John Brandreth brings multiple horses to each event.
My wife and I typically drive 7 to 8 hours a day tops. We like to leave when it's light and get where it's light, but the horses have to stand up all day long, and it's very tiring on them because they have to keep their balance.
Having the proper rig makes it all a little more manageable.
So our trailers are self-contained with generators and water and everything else. If you get a honey hole that's got turnouts, that's really what you want, because the horses need to get out and walk around, because they've been standing up for 8 hours all day long, just rocking back and forth using their muscles.
And having a world-class facility to host and house the teams when they arrive for the event is just as important.
This facility is wonderful for our event. The footing is great. Having multiple arenas, having stalls and RVs for our big enough facility to handle our group. There's not that many in the country.
And this facility is continuing to improve, right down to the footing material in the arena.
We can pack it down for walking horses. We had a walking horse event, and then we flip it a couple weeks later to this. And so we truly have a multi-purpose that has everyone happy.
Gary Vickers is vice president of the CMSA and also takes a hands-on approach to the new footing.
All this material came from Tennessee, but it came from 3 different parts of Tennessee. The red colored soil that you see in there came from West Tennessee. The topsoil that we mixed from it actually comes from Murfreesboro, and the white sand that we mixed in, the fine sand, it comes from Mount Eagle Mountain. So we put it in and mixed it all together, and that's what you got.
Since they've redone the dirt here, the dirt's very fast. It's very good. We're having everybody here, all the contestants love it, and getting a lot of praise on it like that.
Having the soft footing is very important to the riders in the event an accident happens. Everyone's okay, thanks in part to that new soft material. It all adds up to another amazing, fun, and safe shooting sport for the whole family.
We started doing it. Our daughter Isabella shot for years, and then she went off to school. Samantha and I just love the people.
You know, it's men and their wives and their children. They all shoot. They all get along. They come here, and it's just like family. You know what I'm saying?
We do know what you mean. Cowboy mounted shooting is something special. But the action is just getting started. We're back for the Friday night showcase where the top riders go fast for the cash. That's next.
For the rugged, the style, the untamed, and the wild. For the trades, the trees, the mountains, and the free. Reimagined, re-engineered, reborn.
Shooting USA is brought to you by Armageddon Gear and the full line of suppressor covers. They've been selected as issued equipment on the current U.S. military sniper rifles, plus specific fitments for any suppressor on the market. There are championships up for grabs at the CMSA extravaganza over the course of the 3 days. And on Thursday and Friday, the top riders are invited back to shoot the Eliminator for extra cash. We'll kick it off with the voice of the CMSA, Joe Coulter. This Cowboy mounted shooting showcase begins by honoring the symbol of our nation's freedom.
Some people call it Old Glory. Others call it the Stars and Stripes or the Star Spangled Banner. But whatever they call it, she is your flag. For she proudly states the flag of the United States of America.
Now, let the showcase begin. The first event is for the top lever gun shooters. Trey Miller is out front early with a clean run in 15.365. A missed balloon or a knocked over barrel is a 5-second penalty per occurrence. Jessica Amos has one of each, and that adds 10 seconds to her otherwise very fast raw time. Joe Secatera is fast onto the course, and all of his pistol shots are good. Into the rifle for the rundown, and Joe is the first clean time in the 14-second range at 14.950. The fastest raw time for the event will come from 15-year-old Turner Thompson, but that one pistol miss makes the effort all for naught. 13.472 gets 5 added for the penalty. The fastest qualifier for the event will be last to ride. Zane Chun is the odds-on favorite, and right away he's got a different pattern on the course. Clean into the rifle, and here's the rundown. He's dropped the reins for better control of the rifle. It's good, and just fast enough to take the win. Zane Chun takes the Rifle Showcase event. Next up, the Ladies Eliminator. It's a new course, and now there are 2 turn barrels. It's blue targets first, and then the first of the 2 turn barrels. Into the rundown on the red balloons, and Paige McGinnis is first to post a clean time, going 19.916. Coming into the course from the right is the next rider to post a clean time. Alex Urton is into her big loop around the first turn. And here's the rundown. She's just off the pace set by Paige McGinnis. Lauren Finch is next, and her run is a quick one, starting left and cutting the final blue target at the barrel. She's got speed into the rundown. Oh, the final target ruins the effort. 18.723 gets 5 seconds added for the miss. Michaela Hudson is next. On the start, she has the left side swing and cuts that last blue target at the barrel tight. And makes the gun swap into the turn, now to the rundown barrel. This is quick. The rundown is clean, and she's the only rider in the 17s. The last to ride in the Eliminator is #1 qualifier Addie Watkins. She comes into the course flying. Oh, a little wide on that first turn barrel. She's fast into the rundown, but just off the pace, which means Michaela Hudson takes the top spot and the parade lap. Now it's time for the men's eliminator, and top qualifier Zane Chun is looking to set the pace. Oh, that third shot will cost him. Here's the rundown. Oh no, another miss. That'll end the night for Zane. The next rider in the go order is David Laurie. He's got the speed coming in left to right. It's a left turn at the first barrel, and there's the gun change. Into the rundown. And he's clean. 17.702 will be hard to beat. Drew Wallace has the speed to be a top rider in this eliminator. He's coming in working right to left. Into the gun change and the rundown. He's clean. 19.442 is solid, but not enough to take the top spot. J.D. Graham will be the next onto the course. He's lining up to run right to left. The first 5 are all good, and there's his gun change. He's clean for the stage, but he's off the pace. The last rider with a chance at the top spot is the #2 qualifier, Eric Nelson. He's working the course left to right. His first 5 are good. There's the second gun. Racing rundown through the black powder smoke.
That'll be clean. How about an 18.566?
That'll be good for second place money. And David Laurie takes the eliminator, the only rider in the 17s. Thanks again for tuning into the Shooting USA YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed the content. A couple of notes. Make sure you take advantage of SUSA15 at snapsafe.com. That's our discount code that saves you 15% on anything from SnapSafe, and that gets to be some big money when you start talking about modular safes and vault doors. Also, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our new content. As always, a like and a comment helps us with that algorithm.